did on mine, ain't it?
Yeah, March one, yeah. You
March
did.
is the one
Yeah,
we
this is
did.
April.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
For some reason.
Didn't you?
I did. I can't remember what I need.
What I need, yeah. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, 4 weeks of school, yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Ron.
Yep.
Oh, you'll get to drive. I'm already regretting it, we've had one practice.
How are you?
Good Lord, woman.
No, but I still gotta take her there.
Hi, Joy.
No seat? I
Yeah,
gotta stand?
you'll sit on the
Okay.
floor.
Oh, am I gonna get in the way?
No, you'll be fine.
Are you sure?
I'll take care of it, dear. I'll take care of it. It's good. Yeah, you're right down the line. I'll just do the back of Rod tonight. Rod, you've got a hair out of place. He's not paying attention. Rodney, you have a hair out of place. I can see on the camera.
What?
So do you have a hair out of place back here?
No. I wore a hat all day. Yeah. I had my hat on that Carmen's jealous of.
Oh, really? How's that?
The college track coach bought hats,
Oh,
and he gave me one.
Whoa.
the
And I've
nerve.
worn them for years and years.
Well, that stinks.
And
Well, I think I could
told
be-
him that Carmen was jealous, and he says, "Well, should we just let her be jealous?" and he said, "Nah, I probably shouldn't do that." He said, "All you gotta do is go talk to him. He'll give you one."
Go talk to him.
Yeah.
That's right. Gotta have the time first.
Yeah, there you go.
They have track practice every day after school.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what? As soon as my kids are on the bus, I'm gone.
You got some
I don't wait around.
Except for day we had to turn around and come back, right?
Yes.
2:35.
I heard that, I was like,
96 or whatever it is.
bell rings, kids leave.
No, it's not bad.
Oh, good.
But people still think you're supposed to drive 70 when it says 50 miles an hour.
It's that yellow thing.
And one gets
School
Video.
you pulled up and flipped.
Perseverance prevails, my dear. I have put the magic touch on after I got that, right? No, kidding.
Yes, no, seriously. That's ridiculous.
That Maze
Oh,
couple
well,
that
it's
sits
funny.
on that big
So,
hill.
Oh, hi, Suzanne.
They're sitting there, and I know 40 mile an hour. And there was a car behind me, and they pulled it behind it. They followed me all the way down the city road, all the way to 96, and she turned around. I said, I know you're there. No, I'm not stupid. I know to drive the speed limit over here.
Okay.
Can I just use the date that put in there?
Yeah,
Looked around and went back.
Because I really did watch it.
I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, hi, Marge.
Maybe because I don't have.
Where's place over here? This room fills up pretty fast now. You can sit over here.
I see it sitting.
All right, I got it done.
Hot doggy's good for you. Yay!
I knew I'd done it before you said
I know. Oh, yeah, of course. Well, and like I said, I had to let my son do something. Because he was anyway, long story short, he was mail delivery service.
My walking paper.
I know. I'm like, no. So, talk to
Well, hey ladies, how you doing? Well, John, he was disappointed first time. When he finally came back. You have a baseball game on the
18th. So I made a Google thing to put up here, and this board does not like me. So anyway, welcome to April. We're down to 27 and a half days and approximately 5,372 activities.
Approximately.
Let's not exaggerate.
Okay, 5,731 activities. Every day, it's more and more, so hang in there, we're gonna make it. It is supposed to rain tonight, so those of you that have things tomorrow. for my
It's not
phones,
supposed to do much.
So,
Quit by 7 a.m.
anyway, happy spring.
Yeah.
So, March was easy. I like March.
Yeah, we had spring break.
You know, everyone got to run their routes and stay home, and so, anyway, so we made it through middle school music festivals today. I know some left really early. Margie freaked me out this morning. I don't know what, did they leave later?
Oh, yes, we had to wait for one student. Can't say what I really want to say. But anyway, we sat there and waited. I was at Garden Plain, they changed it from 6 to 6:30. I was at Garden Plain at 6:20. We even sat there and waited. We get to Andale and we're waiting for a student. We did not leave until 7:20.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you were the bus that went,
Yeah,
oh,
because I
no.
drove by, because I had one that had served mass and one that had to leave for the music festival, and I was like, why is there still a bus there?
And
So then at first I was like, oh, Carmen forgot to run around and went to the wrong school, so I was about to be like, 'cause I didn't know if you were confused, and I'm like, okay, what else do we have? And then I remembered FFA, and I was like, but they were supposed to leave at 6. I
So
was
Cody,
confused.
then, I said, so is she on her way or what? And says, well, 10 minutes ago she said she would be here. And I said, did they have to wake her up? Here she comes flying in here, brushing her hair, carrying her shoes, comes barefoot. I would have left without her. That's
Yeah.
bull. When you wait, all those other kids have to
Right.
get up early and you wait
Yeah.
for one student. She wasn't all that
Yeah.
important anyway.
Yeah.
That's just my idea.
Well, good for you.
Ask me what I really think.
Yeah, there you go.
You better leave it at what we think you think.
We're unclear.
I totally agree.
Alright, so,
But
our
you're right.
next 27 and a half days are super busy,
That's why I don't do that.
so, let's just roll with it and we'll see what happens. Birthdays this month, Teresa, Polly.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
she have a birthday.
Happy birthday, Carol.
Steve Joe has a birthday this month, he's not here. And Terry has a birthday this month.
Oh, wait, no, Terry.
Yes. I hope that's everyone. If I missed you, speak now, unless you don't want people to know. So, I want to introduce, I forgot to put this in here, but we have new people. Bonnie's not new, but she's driving a Suburban. She's filling in on the Suburbans for now while she keeps working on her CDL. So she's getting there. Christian Stafford is right here. He's done. He's fully licensed, fully trained, and driving the high school route. I think he's enjoying it.
So far, so good.
It's an adventure every day. So we finished up Susan and Christian with defensive driving today. So this is Susan White, and she is working on her CDL to sub, and she has scheduled her test for April 16th. So, and it's been a real team effort to train. And I think that's been working out really well because everyone has something different that they can teach. So,
I just like to thank everyone for helping me out and training me. You've all been very friendly and nice, and
You notice how many people it took to do that?
I need all the help I can get.
I'm only kidding.
But I'd like to really thank everyone. I'm happy to be a part of the team.
You're
Well,
welcome.
good. We're glad to have you.
so we welcome our two newest. We hope you stay for a very long time, please. And Terry is driving all over the place. And she is learning routes. She's learning.
This morning, and these kids like, you missed a stop. I'm like, tell me.
Terry got thrown to the wolves this morning and drove Terrell's route this morning. But she handles it like a champ.
Good.
She handles it like a champ.
Kids.
she is learning a bunch of different routes, so I hope you're enjoying it. And you guys, we have great kids that are so nice and helpful with these new drivers, you know, and helping them along the route and helping them get, so, but that is because of you guys, because you guys talk to the kids and you recognize them for being helpful, so they're more willing to help, so, we all appreciate that. So, those of you, Bonnie and Terry and Susan and Christian, we have shirts, team shirts, we're kind of like a team, big softball team. We play co-ed softball, that'd be fun.
Yeah. We get out of bed the next day.
All right, so,
That's like the other time.
we would have to have a driver to drive us here. February mileage, I don't know, can you guys even see this?
That's all right, why don't you just tell us, we're good.
All right, in February, which is one of our slow-ish months, our regular routes drove 9,545 miles. Our sped routes drove 10,637 miles. Activities, just in the bus, so bus driver activities was 1,545. The Suburbans at the high schools and the schools, when they would drive things, they drove 4,979 miles. So total miles, remember February though, like Battle of the Books and Scholars Bowl, they drove themselves to most of them because they had small teams. So that was 4,979 miles. So altogether it was 26,706 miles you guys drove in February.
Which has been the highest month so far.
I have to go back and look, I don't remember.
I don't either.
As you can tell by my hair, it's been a day.
Can't do that.
Maybe
No,
it's
me
a-
neither.
Imagine what it's gonna look like next meeting. So, this month will be crazy. Like, it'll be interesting to see how many miles we drive, because it's almost a full month. You know, just a few days off, and we're going somewhere every day of the week. But at least in the spring though, there's not as much weekend stuff. So you guys do get your weekends. Okay, we did our evacuations for the most part, the bus drivers. I feel like that was good. The principals appreciated everyone doing it at once. Did you guys like doing them all at once? I mean, next year I think there's things we can do differently to maybe improve what we did, but it was nice to get those all done. Suburban drivers, if you haven't done yours yet, and you need a witness or something, let me know. And if there's someone else, so remember, we do have to do those. A couple things that I noticed, and from talking to the principals and secretaries, anybody else that was out there, well, number one, we do have awesome kids. I was impressed, at every school, the kids listened, they went single file, they did exactly as you asked them to do, and they single filed back onto the bus. So, when you're dealing with that many kids in that kind of a situation where they could get off that bus and just lose their brains, they listen, and I think that proves a lot about them and you, so I like that. A lot of you, and I know we were just doing drills, but in a real situation, make sure you have that book with you that has all of your student information. Because if you get off that bus and that bus is on fire, and you don't have that book, and we don't have all that student information, that might be a problem. Take a first aid kit with you. It's a lot to think about, but in case someone needs it, while you wait for 911 to get there. And one other thing, and I don't remember who said this to me, somebody, maybe it was Annette. Somebody, about hanging, oh, it was Lanisa, about taking your mic for your radio and hanging it outside your window. So if you needed to get hold of somebody on the radio, then you have access to it outside your bus.
Mine won't go that far.
Have you guys ever heard of that?
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Mine won't go that far on the new
Yours
one.
won't go that far?
Is there clear over here?
Throw it out the door.
If you can stretch it out the window, throw it out your
That's because
window.
Lenisa's radio is here and her window is right here,
Yeah.
so I can see where hers would, but.
Yeah, and make sure you have your phone. So, but other than that, I think they went great, and I think you guys have treated the kids very well. Christian, we need to do one with your kids. I was kind of waiting until you got comfortable. And then, we'll get you taken care of. Get you a quick tutorial on how to do one. So those went good. The illegal passing survey is coming up for the bus drivers. I know you guys, we've had this problem, a big problem. Terrell's had a big problem this year. Rod's had a problem. Jerry's had a problem, which how you can't see Jerry's bus because he's not there. Jerry drives one of our wheelchair buses. So he's right there. He says it's kind of the same vehicles all the time, isn't it? It's always the same time. Anyway, so the Colwich Police are working with us on that. So on April 17th, they want us to do that annual, the KSDE and the safety people want us to do that one day. Chances of you having someone on that exact day,
Yeah.
who knows? Okay, but I have all these questions I have to answer and they want us to try to participate. So bus drivers, before you leave, and this would be better if it was up there and you could see it. They created a form this year. They think you're going to have so many, it's double-sided.
Holy
If
canola.
we have 16 violations in one day on a bus,
Wow.
we're gonna be calling the sheriff's office and asking them to take care of some stuff. So hopefully we don't fill, because each person will fill one of these out. So hopefully somebody doesn't fill out both sides. But they broke it out this year, like they wanna know, was it morning, was it noon, was it afternoon? Was it coming from the front in the opposite direction or was it coming from the rear? So was it on a
But that's the one.
paved roadway with 2 lanes of traffic or a paved roadway with 2 lanes of traffic and a shared left turn lane? It's like, okay, we got
Jeez.
really 2 options in all of our roads. It's either a 2-way paved or unpaved. Those are pretty much our choices. So, US or state highway,
Jeez.
whatever.
Well, if you
So I did attach, they sent out this little thing, so bus drivers grab one of these. It just explains the different, y'all are smart enough to figure it out. If you don't know 2 lanes of traffic by now, then we need to maybe reevaluate some positions. So pick these up,
I was
April
gonna tell her
17th,
my
and I'll
experience.
remind you, just try to keep an eye on, keep tabs. I did get an email from Deputy Romero, because when you guys do bring those stop sign violation forms, I do send them on. And he said, in March, had 27 reports in the county. Half of those may have come from us, but, they are reading them and they are sending letters. Said they did not have the ability in March to be able to go out, because they were on a special assignment. But they said this month, they're going to take, like Terrell has a big problem, in one specific area. So when they start seeing repeat offenders in that area, then they may stock out.
I have had them set there watching.
Yeah,
199.
yeah. So they said this month they will be better about getting out and watching again. So, just so a heads up.
I had a rather interesting experience with someone who ran my stop sign on West of Garden Plain. The guys were coming up the hill and I already had my lights on and all this such like, but they just went flying through, didn't even stop. I knew where they were going because they had the vault for a funeral that we were having at our church. So when I got to church, I talked to Michael Ost and I asked him about it, who was supposed to be bringing the vault out, and he said, I know. And so he called the boss of this company, and I actually talked to the boss of this company and told him what his driver had done. And he said, there will be no more of that. He said, we will be having a safety meeting and I will let them know. But I thought that was a pretty...
That's pretty brave. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Ray one time had a bunch of moms go after
Yeah, because
somebody.
I have the
Yeah.
housing edition in the cul-de-sac, and I stopped before their
Yeah, I had
stop,
one
and
too.
they flew by, and they come running at him. He was right on the corner, and they were up in
Like
his
a pack of
yard.
angry moms.
Yeah.
The sheriff's department has nothing on that.
I had a dad go after one.
Yeah,
They filed a complaint and lady got a ticket.
yeah. Hey, John, did you have an interesting morning on 61st Street?
Yeah, and also on, 295th,
Yeah,
almost had 3 events.
yeah.
Almost.
My kids got in the cars, we're like, Mom! And we were driving up 61st out to go home, and there's, I mean, black tread marks, on the road. Oh, this is where that semi had to slam on his brakes this morning so they didn't hit the kid getting on the bus.
Oh my
One before that was horses, this guy's gonna run it anyway, and he decided to stop anyway, cause a pickup truck with lights on top was behind him. He was gonna blow it.
Yeah, so make sure, fortunately, nothing happened, but make sure that we are reminding our kids to wait until you signal them to come across the road. Or keep your doors shut until you're sure that all the cars have stopped to let the kids out.
Exactly.
Cause that is not something we want to happen, that's scary. And it's not our fault, you're there, you've got your lights out, you're stopped, and some
ties-
people,
yeah,
but,
we would
that guy
teach
was
the
in a
kids.
semi.
Well, he was hauling a 1,000-pound or 1,000-gallon tank of some sort, and the trailer behind him had the same thing. I
Yeah.
don't think there was much weight in that trailer because it locked wheels. If he had weight, it would have locked the wheels up, but loose smoke was flying everywhere.
Yeah,
Wow.
semi versus first grader would probably not end well, so, yeah, so, not your fault, and his mom is out there about every morning, or grandma,
Yeah,
somebody's
one of
out there every
yeah.
morning, but just keep reminding your kids to just either
Wait
wait on the
until
side of
you-
the road, or wait in the bus until you give them the all clear to get off.
One day I was driving Carmen's route, and there where Burke says on 61st Street North, they pulled out, I slammed on my brakes. I almost hit.
Yeah, I don't know how people don't see
They
see
need
you
to
guys
clear,
coming.
they need to clear them trees out there at Burke's.
Where is that?
That's, I don't know if you know where.
Northwest of the
It's-
co-op.
It's right before
Northwest
you,
of the co-op?
it's on the right, left side of the road, right before you get to the stop sign at 183rd.
Oh, okay.
It's where
Yeah.
they keep the county
There are
equipment,
way too many trees
Township.
there.
township
Township,
equipment.
so is it on the township, cause we can call them and ask them to trim the trees.
They need to trim them trees.
Is it like in the ditch, or is it on someone's private property, or?
Well, it's Burks is their last name, Teresa Burke, she's gone, but.
I don't know who lives there, if anybody.
I don't
lives
know
there.
who does, Teresa died.
Also, if it's on private property, then I don't know if the county can go and do anything about that or not. But if it's, sometimes they're by a stop sign and they're blocking it, we can have the county go trim them out, but.
It's one of those you gotta be out in the road to see either way,
You
when
do.
they come out of their
He
drive.
was out quite a ways.
The stop I have in College on First Street, 167, I have to kind of pull over because right where the driveway is, it's got about this wide of a tread, like if it rains, it's full of water. Sometimes I'll. I go on that.
It works.
Then I stop at the house, and then I put out this sign, to get notice on coming out the house. Like one day, his mom's always working. One day he didn't come out, so I went up there and knocked on the door about that stop sign. I'm supposed to do that as soon as I pull over, right?
I would think so. If that kid's coming out, or.
Well, but I didn't see him come out. One day, he was delayed, and I go get him out, and he goes, oh, I was delayed, the TV delayed me.
Oh, my God. Oh,
Distracted, that's what he said,
That's
distracted.
funny.
Yeah.
Distracted
But
by the
normally,
TV.
the cops have been sitting there on from north end and south end, but then in the evening when I come, Friday, I had 3 in a row on my side.
Wow.
I couldn't see that.
Have you said anything to Mark? The police chief?
I have,
yeah.
we've talked
Yes.
about it.
He has one of his, most
Yeah,
times, but in the
most.
evening, on Friday, usually that's when it's
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of traffic. And,
If I see him, I'll mention that to him. I see him periodically.
It's the ones that come off Industrial Park.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
And traffic's pretty heavy.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'll be sitting there for 30 minutes.
You know, but if it's
They'll still do it.
pretty much continually, you know, almost every Friday, they'll put somebody out there.
Yeah.
And it'll usually at that time, it'll probably be March.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have a lot of mercy with the stop sign violations, so.
So they're waiting for them, if they can get them.
Yeah.
All right, important dates, April 19th and 22nd, we don't have school. Okay, you will get paid for the 19th, regular route drivers. So you get paid for that Friday, but not Monday. Okay, so if you wanna use discretionary for that Monday, you can. Okay, but, Friday you get paid anyway. May 1st will be our last safety meeting for this school year, not for the whole year of 2019, for the school year. And it's at Garden Plain High School, be our last one, so if we wanna bring snacks,
Okay, sounds
kind
like
of
a
an end of
good
the year
celebration.
celebration, the kind we can only have in school. We can
Yeah.
have snacks,
When's
no
that
beverages.
So when's the after-school party?
Haven't determined
The 17th?
Daryl will plan the post-school year party. May 16th is the last day of schools in Renwick. Okay, it's a half a day, so you do have to be,
They didn't do that last year, did they?
yes, the last day's always
Oh,
a
yeah.
half day.
Yeah.
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 Always.
What's the dismiss time?
I think everywhere but Colwich is 11, no, 6-ish. And then Colwich would be
They don't mean nothing to us.
11:35, something like that. John?
The high school was about half a day. I don't remember the grade school being.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
half a day.
Yeah.
Everybody's half a day.
It's always a half day.
And the high school, they'll have testing, and so a lot of
They
those
don't even have
kids
it.
won't even be there.
Yeah.
They
They'll be
release
done.
like the juniors.
And that last day, a lot of them, they drive, they'll get picked up anyway,
Yeah,
so,
We usually meet over there.
yeah,
That's
those,
something Christian said.
yeah, Christian, you're gonna
yeah,
have to
you'll have to check
communicate
ahead, Christian.
with your kids
Just send out text messages and find out who's
those last 2 days and see who has to go, because they don't always have to go.
Usually they'll
Or
know
just
that.
ask them, they'll be
Yeah,
able
just
to
ask
tell you.
them first part of that,
Yeah,
or into that week before, and they'll know.
yeah.
What day,
And-
what day is that again?
It's
The
the last.
16th is the last day, so ask them on
The
the,
last week.
on that Monday.
Yeah.
Because that's a Wednesday, right? 16th?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday?
So Thursday.
There'll be a lot of them not even go Monday.
Okay, so
Yeah, ask
May
them on Monday.
Seniors don't, for sure.
May 16th is a half day.
Yeah, because they'll be taking
And,
finals. and
you know,
stuff.
celebrate that, because on August 22nd is our first day of school next year. August 22nd.
Get double dip on that.
They did release, and I think I've told you guys this, but on the website, they released the next 2 years worth of
Oh,
calendars.
okay.
I've got it. I
So
have
they are
copies of it,
already
yeah.
I
up.
think you sent us that, didn't
Yeah.
you?
I have a
think
copy
so.
of
I
that.
have a
So
copy of it too.
So you know the next 2 years.
Okay.
Okay. What else was I gonna say? Everyone's planning on returning, yeah, next year. Everyone go like this.
They won't have.
Okay. So it's been another great month, guys. May 1st will be the 1 year since I came back to you. I think it's been great. I hope it has improved.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So we're gonna keep improving, and I have ideas for next year.
Oh, well, you.
What is that? Ugh.
I got ideas too, but
All
I
right,
can't.
so, have we been, Carmen?
Yes, I brought up the book idea to someone else, and they said, that's a fantastic idea. We're gonna present it to our
Awesome.
bus.
Are your kids reading the books?
I need a new one.
Okay.
I need to swap mine out.
You need to swap your,
You
why
wanna
don't
swap?
you and I swap?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause my kids, they grab one on,
Yeah.
especially the little
The little
small.
ones love it.
Yeah.
I need to.
Somebody was asking me today how it was going. I said, well, nobody's saying it doesn't work.
Oh, it keeps them occupied.
It keeps my kids on it. My kids.
I love it.
Good, good. Yeah, don't be afraid to
So I was
swap
thinking that way on the way
buckets
home, I
and
thought
whatever
she
you
said
need to
going
do.
So it was a good idea. It was.
It
Yeah,
was. I
thank
like
you,
it.
Facebook, for the idea.
I've got to bring
And I'm
St. Mark's
grateful for the, I had a bunch of people that just donated books and so that was awesome. So we've been working on this year our relationships with our kids, and I saw this video on Facebook the other day and I was like, oh, this is why we do what we do. So this is a grandma, and every day she stands out in her driveway and she waves to the bus as it drives by. And I was just sitting going, oh, I love it. So it's not very long, and I know you probably can't. Maybe we'll watch it later.
I've got people here.
My computer's been wonky.
Is that an operator,
It could be.
Aaron? Her daughter left, that's
No, like earlier it kicked me off of.
That's right.
And then I'd ask her if it was really her. And she said,
I was the first one out of there.
let's verify it's really you.
Here we go.
There we go.
Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
That's good.
It's up as loud as it'll go. So.
Good plan. Squealing kids. It's not like- Oh, it's her birthday.
It's her birthday, so they're singing happy birthday. And she doesn't even have any kids, grandkids on the bus anymore.
How cute. Why are we squealing? My God. I beat somebody up.
But she's out there every day. They said she started back when her grandkids rode that bus. And she just never stopped. Every day, every
Do they
day.
stop every day?
I don't think so,
Oh.
but
No,
she
just
waves at
today.
it, but it was her birthday. They found out it was her birthday, so they stopped and they gave her cards and then they sang her happy birthday on her birthday.
How
So,
cute.
I just love that video. So
That is
I wanna
too
share.
cool.
So,
Neat.
anybody have anything, any questions?
My little first grader, he always, the first time he said it, he goes, oh, that sounds big ones. And then he calls the one that are flat, the little ones. At first I thought he was talking about mine. And he goes, oh, yeah, oh, we got a big one. That's it. And it's funny, so all the buses that come by in Valley Center, and he's always looking at all those. Big ones.
That's awesome. Suzanne?
Okay, I don't know how to fill out the activity trip when I drove to Cheney and then I drove my route and I went back to Cheney. Do I put that all, cause that's total way more miles, and you're gonna look at this and go, what was she doing in Cheney? Cause that's, or do I need to write it separate?
What did you,
Susan,
just
I
take
put
out
it all
like
at
your
one
route
time.
mile? I mean, what
Susan,
did-
all you gotta do is when you drive there and then you have to come back to run your route,
Yeah.
go ahead and put your ending miles down that
And then
time.
put a
You
new-
don't have to add any more to it then,
Oh,
after
no.
that. You don't have to put those other
But
miles
she went back
on.
to Cheney after her route.
Yeah, so then you just write a new one. Change it.
Yeah, then you.
Yeah,
write it
then
down
you do it.
again?
Start it down.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to start it again.
Cause see, what I have to do with those is I have to, I have spreadsheet, which took me forever, and it's still not how I like it, but, and then every year, come September, I have to fill out, I have to give the state all, it's part of our auditing from the state, turn in all of our activity miles, all of our sped miles, all of our route miles.
Right, I figured it was.
Male or
wrong, because
female,
you probably need to
65 and
know that I
over,
did my
under
route.
65.
You're kidding.
No, it is crazy, all this stuff I have to put
Okay,
together.
well, then I have a because like, where I ended my route, then I just, cause I didn't go home, I didn't go to Garden
Right.
Plain, I went directly to Cheney, so
I
my
did the
last
same thing.
stop, is that where I write? Like, how do I do the miles?
Guesstimate.
Yeah.
Do the best you can.
Well, if you
Don't
think
you
about
get
it,
paid
write down
different
the
for
mileage, you know, when you hit your last
transportation
stop.
and
Cause then you're
activity
going
miles?
back to the, you're back on your activity.
That I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I think they,
I think they
I
do.
think they do.
uh-huh,
But,
so if anything.
I mean,
make
if you
more
kinda know how
miles.
many miles your route would be,
I know how many miles my route is
yeah. So
every
then
night, so I didn't
just take
know.
that, like those miles and just just write down there like minus so many miles per route and I'll break it out. That'd be fine. John?
I don't know if you can do anything about it or not, but St. Joe are parking in our bus area. Tonight they were loaded.
They had that on the books.
They had an event.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can email her, but, I mean, it's something like that when it's an event and people are coming from other
Well, even
schools.
when there's not a bit, there's one car that I know she was there 3 days in a row. She was a photographer, I think. Right there in the middle.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Happy birthday.
Not my birthday.
Not my birthday.
Close enough.
You didn't sign in either.
One last thing, if you're not caught up on meetings, watching the meetings, then you need to do that. If you don't know if you owe me some or not, you can ask me. But our audit is next week, and they look at that, and really shooting for that 100% participation. So, if we can get those done, that would be great. And if nobody else has anything else, our work here is done. John?
All this stuff you mentioned tonight about last day of school and April, whatever it was, for,
I'll email them all out to you.
okay.
Does that work?
I don't have
Start the pack.
That's it.
Huh? Yeah. Still be running tomorrow.